3, 4. Ah! Hello, 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 and welcome once again to the video call-in show. The only show on YouTube that I know of that invites you, yes, you, to be a live video guest on this show at any time to talk about anything. What I'm trying to do here, folks, is I'm trying to give people exposure who don't normally get exposure. What does that mean exactly? That means interviewers are not knocking down your door, and this is your chance. This is your platform. This is the place where you get to tell your story. Plus, as an added bonus, I add them to my playlists, which is awesome, and so can you. We'll get into that here in a minute. So, why no teaser screen? Well, let me tell you. You did see the title, right? Scat Chat Thursday. Snowy Rains. Welcome aboard, hon. It's Jim. Yes. And I am, let me get back to this. I'm your host, Jim. Howdy. Pleasure to have you aboard. So Scat Chat Thursday, what does that mean exactly? Well, that means that I was busier than hell today, and I thought we'd just talk about shit. How's that? Yes. That's okay. Snowy, you could call me Ron if you'd like to. I'm okay with that. I've been called worse. Of that, you should have no doubt. Well, surely you all tuned in to hear me yak and hack. I apologize for that. But you know how it is. You get to a certain age and them pipes, they just don't work like they used to. Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're not. Oh, back to why we're here. Joining up is easy. Snowy knows how to do it. You merely use that link right there, the Zoom link right there at the bottom of the screen. Put it in your browser. You have Zoom or you'll download Zoom. It'll get you straight to the meeting. You'll show up on my board, and I'll bring you on. And again, talk about anything. Topic of the day. I don't know if you really want to talk about Scat. I don't even know if I want to talk about Scat. But that is what it is. You can talk about current events, personal projects, or just chew the fat. So, what's been happening, my friends? What's been happening? Listen, I got some good news. I think most of you who follow me know that I had an accident over the weekend. Let's see, that would have been, I don't know, February 3rd, something like that, 4th. No, it was Groundhog's Day, February 2nd. And fortunately, and I'm going to say fortunately because I've never had to deal with this insurance company before, but the lady that hit me had Geico. Snowy, you don't want to know what Scat Chat is. No, I'm just kidding. Scat Chat is just talking about shit. I mean, really, I'm just going to yammer until somebody comes on the air. So, like that's any different. So anyway, I had an accident Saturday, and the lady had Geico insurance, and I'd never had any dealings with Geico insurance. So I was like, okay, well, what's this all about? Well, they immediately called me, like Monday, first thing Monday, and said, yeah, heard you were in an accident. Tell us about it. And I did. And they said, well, we're going to take fault. And they should, because she hit me in the rear. I was just sitting at a stoplight, and that was cool. But her thing was, and I know I'm going over this for some of you that have already heard this story, but her thing was that she felt her foot come off the brake. In fact, she said she watched it happen, and I don't know how that works. I really don't know how that works, but she watched her foot fall off the brake, slip off the brake, whatever you want to say. And then, of course, I believe she hit the gas because it came in at a pretty good clip, even though she was right behind me, maybe a quarter car length, something like that, about as much as you should be. And fortunately for me, I had a World War II fighter desk in the back of my truck. The tailgate was down, and it was sitting literally on the tailgate, half on the tailgate and half inside the vehicle. And she hit both, which was kind of awesome. Put a little bit of dent in the desk, but we had just bought it at an auction for $5, and what are you going to do at that point? It's like, all right, it's $5. And she even asked me, the Geico representative asked me, I said, was the desk hurt? And the unscrupulous among us would have said, yeah, and there's probably $6,000 worth of damage to that desk. No, I just said no, it's dented a little bit, but they built like a tank, and it's just for a garage, so no, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm sure my boy, cares because it was his after all. But and man, the pain we had getting it out of the place it was in to even get it to my truck, oh, that was less than fun. You might be wondering what I'm doing. Well, sometimes my headphone cords get stuck between my back and my chair, and then they start pulling on my ears, and ain't nobody happy when that happens, much less me. So anyway, they called me up Monday, Geico did, and they said, "Hey, let's get your truck in." And I'm like, "Okay," because they admitted fault, and they were ready to work on it. So I'm like, "Yeah, let's do this." So they gave me a place to take it, and I scheduled it for Wednesday morning. Just yesterday, they had a rental car waiting for me. It was a Nissan Sentra or some small thing that I wasn't comfortable in at all. It was just much too small a car. It was a pretty nice little thing, but it was base model. Although it's funny, it did have a backup camera that I didn't even, because I don't normally use backup cameras and unless I'm heading to a hitch or something. I'm old school. I've been using my mirrors forever, and yeah, we are okay, Snowy. Both me and the boy and the desk. And the truck didn't fare too bad. There were a couple of dents on the underside, because when you hit something that's much taller than you are in a car, you tend to wrinkle up front and you lift underneath. So it dented literally the skin on the bottom of the tailgate. You like that? That's that's all me talking with my hands. And so they took it in, gave me the car. I came home and I was working, and of course talked to you folks last night, which was fun. And I'll be damned. Well, I get a text first saying, "Okay, it's gonna be done Friday," and that's exactly what they told me it'd be done about Friday. I'm like, awesome. I was thinking they must be putting a new skin on that tailgate. It's only 2015, so it's in really good shape. And it's aluminum, so there's not going to be any rust. And I'm sure they make a modular nowadays to where you can just, slip a skin on there, call it a day. So they told me they were going to take it apart. So I'm thinking, okay, tomorrow that rental car is just going to sit out there in the driveway because I don't, I work from home, so I don't have to worry about doing that. And so I'm finishing up some things this afternoon, and I get a call, and it's the body shop, and they said, "Hey, your truck's ready. You can pick it up after 5 if you want to, or no, after 4. We're open until 6." And I'm like, "Oh, that is too cool." So yeah, I jumped up there and took a look at it, and not only here, I'll show it to you real fast. Not only did they fix everything, and I know it's rainy. It's been really nasty rainy here of late. But not only did they fix the dents in the bottom, but they also, you see that little black cap up top, they replaced that as well, and I didn't see any real damage to it. It's a truck, and I used, but once again, it was awesome, and if I didn't say that loud enough, it was awesome. So so I didn't think much about it. Because I use a truck. I don't care how nice that truck is. If you buy a truck, put shit in the back. All right, more scat talk, scat chat. Don't be afraid to carry shit. Don't be afraid to throw stuff in there. I had him throw in, since it is, the aluminum body. I said, hey, when I bought it, I said, and it wasn't new because I like somebody else take the depreciation for me. But I said, hey, throw in a bed liner, and you got a deal. Even though without a bed liner, I wouldn't care. I'd be throwing shit in there uh, like I stole it. What do they say? You drive it like you stole it. So that was no big deal at all. And but they, like I said, they fixed it right up in a day, literally 24 hours. And there's no way, I don't think there's any way that they would have been able to paint that in this kind of weather and hope that it, give it to me and hope that it cures, and they won't have to worry about it because the repairs guaranteed for like an unbelievable amount of time. I don't remember what it's in the paperwork, but it's an unbelievable amount of time. And I thought, wow, that's friggin' service. And you want to talk about nice. The guy on the phone, who was from Geico, just perfectly nice. It reminds me of my bank. I bank with Huntington National, and those are some of the nicest people on the face of the earth. Now I know they're trained to do that, but that's good management. They whenever they learn your first name, they call you by it as though you've been going there for years. And of course, we all go to several different branches nowadays. If we go to branches at all, hell, I deposit most of my checks on my phone and do all my banking remotely. But occasionally you have to go in, and they're just the nicest people in the world. Same way with these Geico folks. I couldn't believe how nice and personable they were, especially in today's climate. But you never know when you're going to run into just a whole wonderful group of people and training that actually stresses on that fact because people remember it. I wouldn't be talking about this if it was a mediocre experience. I would only be talking about this if it was a really bad experience or a really good experience. And that was a really good experience. That makes on the way home, I'm thinking, damn, I wonder if I should see if I could save 15% or more on my car insurance. Another plug, Geico, are you listening? Now I got a tag. Thanks, Noe. I love my truck. It's a King Ranch, full size F-150. It did not come with the emoticon. I'm just letting you know that was an option from Ford, and I had to buy one later. But yeah, I do love that truck. It is about sixth or seventh in a long line of Ford trucks. In fact, the only other off-brand truck I owned was a Datsun, one of those. What are the B720s? Nah, I don't remember, but it was a 1976 Datsun pickup. Do your math from there. Love that thing, but I was just in high school, and who gave a shit? So this is while the Mustang was going through its first restoration. There's the old Stang again. That's not how she looks now. She's in pieces now, and I'm just waiting. My son's house closes on at the end of February, and I know what is Ford thinking. Are you telling me that this is not the best accessory at all? In fact, wouldn't that be a great hitch cover? Okay, off the rails. But anyway, so I get this back, and it's like, oh, it's so cool. But yeah, I love the truck. It's the Datsun. One of the best things about that Datsun. Am I jumping around too much? Just tell me. That one of the things about that Datsun was one time I was, out with a buddy and we were getting stupid. And of course, you're late teens and we were down camping at a lake or something. And I pulled down on a boat ramp with that thing, just head on straight toward the water. And I kept creeping further and further and further and further. And before you know it, the water was up on the hood. Well, the damn truck died. Duh. I mean, it didn't suck any water in, thank God. But it died, and I'm thinking, how in the hell? Because we were the only ones out there. It must have been about 3 a.m. and this is probably half an hour to an hour away from any kind of population at all. And of course, we didn't have cell phones. So what I did in my stupor was I figured out that if I left it in reverse and just cranked the key, the starter motor was moving us. So I moved that sucker all the way out with that starter motor and got it up to the top where it was level and I could park it with the starter motor. And about an hour later, fired right up and we drove on. Seems to me I've told that story to you guys before. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, you know, the video lines are open, in case you're wondering. Yeah, I got to thinking about that. You know, the reason I created this channel and what kind of benefit it is. I was watching people interviewing. Well, actually, I was watching Joe Rogan, and he was interviewing Sam Harris, and they were talking about how they monetize and all that. But a lot of the discussion centered around the interviews that they hold. Right, they're going out and getting people and interviewing them, and what a struggle it is sometimes to literally keep the interview going. I know that all too well. I'm a rank amateur compared to them. But it also occurred to me yet again that that they tend to have the same sort of people on at all times, and then I thought that to me that just doesn't sound. I know it's the right thing to do for them because that's what their content is. But I thought, man, there are so many people out there that don't have that chance, and I think if you if you look at my interview I got it in the wrong one. Okay, yeah, it was the muscle car appraisal, um, and that for sure was the sort of thing. Now he's he could probably get on a show or two, and not have to rely on it. But Jim Murphy came on the show, and it's one of those things where it could serve him down the road. And in fact, here is that particular show, and the reason I want to show you this is for a pretty good reason. So this is the video, and I can jump into certain aspects of it. But this is the type of interview that I created this for just anyone, and it doesn't even have to be an interview, as most of you already know. We've talked about it several times over. But I also I create the let me go back to my channel page. I create the guest cuts for a reason. And Snowy, I just finished yours. I'm going to be uploading it here soon. But you see the guest cuts down here in the lower playlist. Well, the if we go to BJ Crow's, and I'll pause that so we don't have to see it. But I was asked the other day, how do I get this onto my channel, my playlist? Well, if I wasn't on this, I believe that this little plus button will allow me. In fact, I'm not logged in at all. This happens to be a personal account. So the thing you can do is is you can just click that little plus sign right there. You see where I click that, and you're not seeing my mouse, but here, let me zoom in on that real fast. Up. Okay. Yeah, you see that little plus sign right there, next to the save and just above the subscribe button. If you click that little plus sign, and you saw me click it, you can actually add it to any of your playlists, or create a new playlist, or throw it in your watch later. But if you're wanting to put it on your channel into a specific playlist so that your tribe gets to see it, that's how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. And that was my idea from the get-go. I wanted people to have that option whenever they came onto the show. Whether thank you, Snowy Rains. Thank you, Justin Bennett. Justin Bennett's just now joining us, unless you've been lurking. But that's the reason I wanted to do that, so that people could use that video content on their channel, and it gives their audience a whole new look at them. And hopefully I'm asking the right questions. I'm working hard at it. Hopefully I'm getting better at it. It's a lot tougher than you would think. I mean, I've been behind the camera several times for these sort of things where interviewers will have guests on, and it's usually that's the thing. There's a huge difference here as well, because a lot of people will have guests, and Thanks, Justin. A lot of people will bring on guests pre-planned, so then you get to know who you're bringing on. You get to think of questions based on what they do for a living, perhaps what their interests are, and what they may want to promote. Think of the movie promotion rounds that actors have to do. Well, the interviewers, they have questions already based around that latest promotion. I don't have that luxury, but I'm doing with it what I can. So thanks, Noe, and thanks, Justin. But I'm really enjoying myself. I mean, this is really kind of cool. I don't working from home. I don't have a whole mess of coworkers to Mike. What day is it? So I have to wait for my wife to come home. My dogs get tired of hearing me. So, so if I wait for my wife to get home and I don't get it all out, now I get to talk to you folks late at night, and that to me is tremendous. I really enjoy that. Unpredictable is exactly what I'm going for. If unpredictability was a goal, I'm reaching it, baby. Wait, way too many thumbs up tonight. Oh, so Scat Chat. Scat Chat Thursday. I just made it up. Feel free to use it. Jack, how you doing, man? Oh, and we got another Aussie in the room. Awesome. Jack, you'll be happy to know that Snowy Rains is also from your Nape of the Nape. Here's the dumbest question on the. Do you guys know each other? Oh, some people are so myopic. They've no clue of the big picture. And Champworks Garage has joined us. Awesome. Now I got to ask a question. You guys just all jumped in at once. Does that mean that the notifications were slow again? Is that what I'm getting here? Because that wouldn't surprise me at all. That would not surprise me at all. I do not have the mugs for sale just yet, Justin. In fact, this is just a prototype. You can tell the color's off a little bit. Actually, it looks pretty good on camera, but it's a little washed out here, and you see the gap. You see the gap right here on between the bubbles. That was too big because I gave them a very large file, and I need to give them a smaller file so it's nice and tight. But I'm going to soon. Yeah, I know. What is it? Oh, okay. So Champworks got his 30 minutes before the show. Cool. More thumbs up. I should have called this a thumbs up show, but I don't know. It might have been demonetized. Yeah, but Justin's notifications were late. So, damn it, YouTube. And how's this for weird? If I log into a different browser, it'll throw me the same notifications that it threw me like 2 or 3 hours ago, and that's just wrong. It's just wrong. You think so, Jack? It's funny because Snowy was telling me that you guys don't even have call-in shows down there. That's strange. Yeah, you were right on it, Snowy Rains. I was they demonetize. Well, they're demonetized for all kinds of reasons. Most of it is just pissing off the wrong people, I suppose. Uh, I I'm a TubeBuddy subscriber, as you know from the description. Um, and it's funny because the other night, what was it? Let me go back to my let me go back to my channel page. But I believe I had what the hell as whoops as one of my as part of my title, and TubeBuddy told me that it could very well be demonetized for that word alone. I'm like, what hell? Are you kidding me? It's like I've said that. I've said worse already. A like or thumbs up. Have you guys liked the video? Because you see, I'm there you go. Like the video. Like and share. Like and share. I want a really huge audience just to feel what it's like to manage that sort of thing. Because I see it as being sort of it's a challenge, and I love a challenge. I love a challenge. So what was I doing? I was heading to my page, and I was gonna find out. I can't even remember what I was going to find out. We were talking about a different video that I'd produced. Okay, well, that was fun. You got to watch me vapor lock there for a second. Like or thumbs up show. See, I should do a whole. Well, if I'm not going to go down the ASMR road, then I certainly should pick something. And why not a thumbs up or like? That's an interesting question. I'm currently interning at a small marketing agency for restaurants and cafes in Sydney, and I'm struggling to fit into the team. Any advice? All right, Jack. Um, d- do you have Zoom loaded on your PC? You should come on because I've got, I need to know more, and I don't want to make you type. Now you don't have to come on video. If you're afraid that your mug looks as bad as this one, that's okay. That's your choice. You don't have to come on. I'm just a glutton for punishment, and and I'm good. But I would really, yeah, I'd really like to talk to you about that. Some of my questions would be, well, what is your specialty? Number one, what type of marketing do you do for restaurants and cafes? That would be another question I have for you. I don't know how much you know of my background in digital marketing, but it's vast. I was doing SEO before SEO was even a term, and I don't mean that to toot my own horn, but my Ten Commandments of design was almost exactly verbatim what you should do today as a baseline SEO effort, search engine optimization for any website. So, and this is back in the mid 90s, a lifetime ago for you kids. But yeah, so I'd love to talk to you about it. So if you want to come on the show, man, jump on, and I'll gladly I'll gladly talk to you about it. Like I said, if you don't want to be on video, you can jump on like this guy, and I'll just talk to a reasonable facsimile of you. So SEO, search engine optimization. Yep, it we this is back in the days of Alta Vista and oh, what are some of the other ones? I used to know them verbatim because there's just so many of them, and now I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, the idea wasn't even there. You weren't even thinking about that. My Ten Commandments of web design were more browser and connection limitations because back then we're talking about 2400 baud modems, and you can't have gigantic images. And not only that, but you when people do save your site as a bookmark, you want that title to tell them exactly what that bookmark's all about. Otherwise, you're gonna it's just a dead bookmark. And I could go on, but I won't because it does become boring for a lot of people. But it was very important even then. And then when search engine optimization came in, it was like, dude, I'm already there. I'm already there. Now All I've got to do is work on some Dogpile. Well, Dogpile isn't as old as you think. Um, Now there was Hotwire. No, Hotwire. Is that right? Oh, geez. Do a search on ancient search engines, and you'll find a ton of them. See, now I'm thinking, was Hotwire one of them, or was that a magazine? Because there was Wired. I don't know. The last thing in the world you want to do is sit here and watch me think. So that was an odd thing to say. That was an extraordinarily odd thing to say. But you don't want to sit here and watch me vapor lock. That's no fun for anyone. In fact, whenever I create one of these videos without a solid topic of the day, I always feel like, it's great because I get to interact with you folks, but there's really no draw beyond that. So after this is processed and goes up as a video, it's like Scat Chat Thursday. I'm going to check that out, and then boom, they're out. It's like, what the hell's he talking about? Oh, so I might be doing myself more harm than good. I got to brush up on my video SEO. You know, like I said, I do want a large audience, but I'm not going to work myself raw in doing it. My mission is much more important than it is to do that. So, can you hear my watch hitting the desk every 5 minutes? Sorry about that. Vape inhales? Yes. Hey, how'd you make out, Snowy? Did you ever check out those vape shops that I sent you to? I'd be interested to know. That's my ASMR right there. Snowy, you missed this, but I was just going to do an entire video just like this. There you go. That was your ASMR Zen moment for the evening. Thank you. Oh God, if nothing else, I have so much fun. So much fun. Exactly why I started this. Give the others the ability for exposure as well. So, oh, and when I say I'm not going to worry too much about my audience. That's kind of being facetious, but at the same time, I do worry about it because I want a large audience so the average everyday Joes can come on and tell their story, and then hopefully a larger audience that they would normally have. So, and without sounding like a broken record, I depend on you guys to do that. And, sharing it on Twitter, sharing it on Facebook. If your family, don't do that just yet because I haven't gotten to that point. I will soon, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting to be more established before I open it up to family and friends. Because if I know some of my family and friends, they'll be clamoring to get on, and no one wants to see a circle jerk of one family talking around themselves. That's not what this channel is supposed to be about. But I will bring them in eventually. I know a lot of them have stories as well, and maybe I'll just treat them like strangers. Who knows? Yeah, Snowy, you're right. There's so many changes when you're talking about vaping equipment, and it's hard to know what to do. Now, if you look at this one, and I've talked a little bit about this offline, and I might as well hit it up again. If you look at this one, this is what's known as a box mod, and it comes with a tank on top. If I take this tank off, this is a separate item, sold separately. This is the battery case. In fact, if I open the bottom of this, you'll see that there are two 18 650 batteries that go in here, and these batteries are available anywhere. I think I got that pair that you just saw on Amazon for like $20 shipped. And they'll last me if I've got three or four of them. They'll last me 3 or 4 years. So there's never any problem with that. And it looks like we've got Jack on the line. Jack, hang on just a minute, my friend. I am going to hide the self view here. Do you want to come on? You'll have to check your audio, your microphone hookup there because I'm not seeing it in the on my screen. So that means I'm not going to be able to hear you. There you go. There's your microphone. And we can try this without headphones if you want to, or earbuds. We'll see how that goes. But let me unmute you, my friend. Are you there?
Hello? Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. How's it going?
Awesome. Listen to the Zoom feed and not the live stream because there will be a delay on the live stream. Okay, so mute the YouTube video. Now, how do you want to be known? Is it should I refer to you as whom?
Yeah, yeah, you can call me Jack.
Jack? Okay.
Yep.
Turn your audio up a little bit here. All right, Jack, I'm going to bring you up live here, my friend. There's Jack, everyone. Say hello.
I got it.
How how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm just fine. You are You are my other friend from down under. Is that right?
Yeah, mostly from Australia, from Sydney.
Oh, from Sydney? Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Everyone says, "Hey, Jack," in the chat. Well, thanks for coming on, man. You're the one that had the question about the marketing agency, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. The questions that I had are no different. What you say you're interning? Is it a standard internship where you're there to learn and do a little work at the same time? Is that how it works down there?
It's a 3 month internship. It's supposed to be like an immersive experience where we experience like all different types of tasks, like using like a variety of programs stuff.
Uh huh. Is there any way to turn your mic up, Jack? You're coming off real low.
Oh yeah. I think I would need a mic.
Do you have a USB mic, Andy? That would be awesome.
Uh,
I just don't want anybody to miss this because I think this is an important subject, and I can't get anything out more out of you. Yep, Justin, we are on it, my friend. We are on it. Look, he's got blinds like mine behind him. How sweet is that? All right, so while he's doing that, yeah, it's interesting because I've actually owned a marketing firm, and this will be very interesting to help an
I
intern.
don't have a mic. I think I might just
That's
have to
okay.
speak
That's
closer.
okay. Yeah, just speak
Or
closer,
louder.
close as you can. Yeah, as close
Yeah.
as you can. I've got you cranked, so I can't get any more out of you. Let me see if I can. Nope, that's all I can do. Okay, so like you said, this is a an internship, and you're there to become well rounded in the marketing field, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
What?
I'm struggling a bit because of the team, and I'm working in a team of all girls. All girls are in the team, and it's hard like communicating and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That can be a challenge. Um, but they asked you to come in, right? I mean, most of the time
Yeah.
when internships are set up, they ask you to come in. Um, Let me think about that for what. Oh, first of all, what kind of marketing do they do for restaurants and cafes?
So they do like a
A little
variety of
closer.
stuff. So they do promotions, like marketing, mainly social media marketing. So they use like social media platform stuff to promote the
Uh
restaurant,
huh.
to promote the cafe. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So digital marketing, basically, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. And okay. Okay. How long have you been there?
I just started this week on Monday.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. So it's been a very short
Yeah,
time.
it's my first
Um,
internship ever. So yeah, yeah, I'm still getting used to it. Still nervous.
what grade? I mean, are you still? I assume you're still in high school, or are you early college?
No, I'm in my final year of university.
Oh. Oh. Okay. You're lucky, man. You're a young looker. Well, that's interesting. So, tell me about why you think that you're not being accepted. Are they like not asking you to go to lunch, something as simple as that? Are they not involving you in projects, or you
Well,
guys just
that's
don't
that's
talk?
just how I feel. It's weird. It's I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. it just feels weird when I'm working. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I don't explain it, but it's just like when I'm there, it just feels weird.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Hang on, I'm going
I
to
think
try
it's
to.
because it's my first time like working in a team. I don't know.
Hang on just a minute. Say something again, Jack.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to boost the mic and see if I can.
Right. Am I not loud
Yeah.
enough?
No, I've got you cranked now, and I think that's going to work. So let's try that for a
Okay.
minute. Okay. All right. So well, one, I think you're probably worried about it a bit too soon. Like I said, it's only been a week. Have you held many jobs prior to this internship?
No, it's actually my first time.
Your first job ever outside the house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, here's what's going to happen. Um, Pretty soon you're going to get comfortable. It doesn't matter if it's all females or all males. Pretty soon you're going to get comfortable. They're going to set you out on a task. They're going to have you do something, if they haven't already. If you complete it, um, and better than they expected, that helps. So it's like anything else, man. You got to work hard at whatever it is
Right.
they throw your way. Um, Another piece of advice: never be afraid to ask questions. A lot of people are,
Yeah. Right.
but never be afraid to ask questions because there are no stupid questions. I know everybody says that, but it's true. Um, the the less you interact, the more they're not going to interact with you. So that's a really easy way to interact. So that when they hand you a task, even if you know what it is, ask to confirm, dude. Like for instance, they say, I don't know if you're doing any graphics like for advertisements or anything like that, and they say, can you create an ad for this restaurant that's going to be placed as an affiliate ad somewhere? The simple, going away and looking at it and then coming back and say, well, what sizes was this campaign for? Even if you know that's a great in and starts a conversation, and it only helps your case. That's what I would say.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. I should
go,
ask more questions. It's because
yeah,
sometimes it's just awkward when they're explaining something to me, and then I'm just nodding to
hmm
say okay, but I'm not expressing like if I'm interested or not, and yeah, it just comes awkward. And this is like awkward
yeah,
silence.
and I think that'll change as well. Um,
Yeah.
like I said, the longer you're there, the more comfortable you'll be, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. I mean, the first week is probably the hardest of any new job or position. Absolutely. Yeah, I'd give it a little bit more time, man, and ask questions.
Yeah.
Be as polite
I'll
as you
just
can,
try.
of course. Closer to your mic.
Yeah. I'll
Can
just
you
try
say it?
harder next time.
Yeah, yeah. Just try to get involved without trying too hard to get involved, and that's a delicate balance. That's why the questions really work well, right? Because
Yeah.
that forces them to respond to you.
Yeah. And it's more difficult for me because I've never been like working outside, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's because I like in high school I've never had that confidence to go working outside. So when I started
Mm-hmm.
university, when I started college, I I realized that I needed more confidence. So like I
Yeah.
tried finding work that was hard. So like I just did more volunteer work outside
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to gain more confidence.
Well, well, that's
I'm
good,
still
man.
struggling. It's still yeah.
Well, it'll get easier. I can tell you that. It for sure will get easier. Don't think too much about it. I mean, if the probably the reason it feels so difficult is because you're probably overanalyzing it. So I would just let things flow. Yeah, do good work and ask questions, man, and I think you're going to be just fine. I think you're going to be you're not having any problems here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sweating like a pig.
Yeah, me too. No, no, you're going to do okay. You're going to do okay. Like I said, just be patient, ask questions, and do good work, it will certainly work out for you. I can tell that you're probably have a very great attention to detail. If you're worried about this, that's going to be you.
Yeah, thanks. I think that's all. That's
Oh, okay. Well, hey, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it, and you're welcome back anytime. You're absolutely welcome back anytime.
thank
All
you.
right, thanks, man. All right, let's wish Jack all the best. I think he's going to do just fine. I really do. I mean, we've all it happened later in life for you, Jack, but we've all been down that road, which is the first job road. So for sure, don't think you're alone. Yeah, come up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, be sure that or know that you're not alone, and know that they're probably as they feel it's as awkward as you do. So not everybody is comfortable talking to other people. The nice part about asking questions is that it requires it requires no what am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for here? Like I'm a silver tongued bastard. It it it's not an assertion. It's an intake, right? So you're literally wanting an intake, and it's much easier to do that because the onus is on them, especially since they're supposed to be your teachers or your mentors. And then a big thanks and a smile after they answer it to you, and you go off and you complete the task. And the more you do that, the more tasks they'll give you, the more they'll want to sit down and kind of show you the ropes on certain things. I know because I've trained dozens of interns in my day, and that's kind of how it is. It's always uncomfortable up front because one, you don't know each other. Two, you don't know the level that your intern's at, and he doesn't know. Well, they're intimidated by those people you're interning for, and the nice part about that is that you don't have to be intimidated. Yeah, then they won't want to get rid of you. In fact, yeah, that's a great point, Snowy. I can't tell you how many interns have turned into employees because one, you find a balance, you find out if you like each other, and they obviously need help because they've opened their doors to an internship, and they end up, wanting to hire you after it's all over. Hell, they spent all that time training you. So just be patient, my friend. I think you're going to do just fine. It's funny that that was my first advice call. Thanks so much for calling in, man. That was a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, Jack, you're my first advice. I've done it occasionally on the chat, but no, it's fun to kind of pass on your experience and hopefully help someone out in a situation. Jack, you are absolutely welcome. Thanks for coming on the show. And you'll what you'll have to do is you'll have to, if you are not already subscribed, you'll have to subscribe, ring that bell. That way you can come back on the show one of these nights and tell us the moment that it got better for you, because I'm sure it will. All right, so folks, I have an early morning tomorrow. It's again work related. It seems the moment that you're not busy and you find something else to do, suddenly you get busy. But don't think that's going to stop me from coming back on tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Because I so enjoy this, especially when you get calls like that, and some of the other almost every call I've had has been fantastic. From their standpoint, me, I'm getting better at it, Jack. See, there's a thing. I'm not even that great at this yet, but all I can keep doing is plugging away, keep plugging away, and doing the best I can. Hopefully, people will like me. Hopefully, people will share these videos, and we'll get a giant audience, and then I'll have to beat people off with a stick. And I've even thought about taking this to a citywide, if it were to explode, kind of a you know the video call-in show Indy and video call-in show Chicago and video call-in show Australia, Sydney, or something like that. I tend to dream too high, or too much. So, well, listen, folks. Again, I got to get up early in the morning, so I'm going to shut her down for tonight. I want to thank everyone for being here, all my guests, and for everyone that's gotten involved. It is appreciated. Again, make sure that you comment, like, and share. There's the subscribe button right there in the middle. As soon as I upload it, and once again, I'm going to leave you with this: always treat others as you want to be treated, and the world will be a better place. All right. Thanks again, and good night, and we will see you live.